Is Russ gonna be a bear? Maybe so. MLB has new rules and I don't know how I feel about it. Plus, we gotta talk about sperm and space and are you sharing a Netflix password? Get ready, cause it could come to an end. It's a fancy Lawn Talk Friday, bitches. Let go!
Live from the BiffNet Studios World Headquarters in Spring, Texas, it's Barry on Deck, hosted by former ESPN Houston radio host and stand-up comedian Barry Laminack, starring Oliver the Cat. Written by Barry Laminack, produced by Barry Laminack, directed by, you guessed it, Barry Laminack, featuring sports, entertainment, special guests, film sessions, and some drinking. Okay, a lot of drinking. Viewer discretion is advised. And now, here's your host, Barry Laminack.
What's up, you damn dirty deckheads? Welcome to Barry on Deck. I am your host, Barry Laminack. Thank you guys for being here. Today is Friday, March 12th, 2021. This is episode number 210 of Barry on Deck. Now, I gotta warn you folks. I gotta warn you, today could be ugly. Not because I didn't shave and I'm running on no sleep and I've been cranky for a whole week. It could be ugly because two things are happening today. One, I upgraded the OS on my laptop last night, which means there's probably going to be technical problems, okay? So I'm just preparing you now on Mac OS Big Sur. It looks different. It feels different. I did it late last night after I streamed on Twitch. Probably not the best idea to do. I'm not cranky 24/7. You shut your whore mouth. Hi, Tony. Just kidding. It's probably going to be a little awkward with some of the tech issues. Maybe not. I don't know. Another thing I'm going to be trying today, and I'm about to flip the switch on it right now, so I want to warn you. If everything crashes and goes to hell, hang tight. I'm right back to this spot, okay? But what I'm about to do is test the live stream on the podcast platform. Now, you guys don't have the link. I just randomly grabbed a few folks and said, hey, help me test this link out. So I'm about to flip the switch. I don't know if it works or not. I don't know if it's going to crash the YouTube live stream or not. If it does, I'll just come back. I'm not about to explode. Yes, that little name, Barry Technical Difficulties Laminack. You didn't have to remind everybody that that's my middle name. Jerk. All right, so here we go. We're going to flip the switch. All right, It says we're live on Podbean, and I see it's recognizing my voice, but I don't know. I don't really know. So here's what I'm going to tell you. If this works, great. If it crashes, well, fuck. You know, we got to do what we got to do. We're trying, right? We're trying to grow the program, so this will be cool. Let me turn off the guest and call-ins because I don't want these raggedy bitches. What's up, Christopher Mina? How are you? All right, let's do the chat. I didn't even actually screenshot. Did I grab today's screenshot? Hold on. Let me make sure that I grabbed it. I did. All right, I think this is right. Oh, I love one of you so much. You have no idea. I was just talking about this on Twitter. I was lamenting, you know, when you're sleepy, you get in your feels. And I was watching a video last night on how to grow YouTube. I literally do that every single day. I watch videos on how to grow on YouTube. Believe it or not, I actually research for this shit. But one of the videos I saw is they were talking about trying things and doing things and going live and this and that. And what you may end up doing is losing some subscribers and followers. And the guy, Brian G. Johnson, said, if you lose those, they weren't your fans or followers or subscribers to begin with if you lose them. And that was a breath of fresh air for me. It felt I needed to hear that. So that was a positive reinforcement. And I tweeted it out and I said, look, man, because y'all remember Jersey guy, Mac McClendon, he was like, bro, you know, keep grinding. I was like, oh man, I am so blessed to have a group of people that support me every day. So I do want you guys to know, you guys, how much I really do love you, okay? Don't ever mistake my grumpiness for not loving you guys. That's two separate and completely different things. So let's get to the chat. We got a lot to get to. I hope this is working on the Podbeam Live. We're going to see if it affects the actual broadcast of the show today. I'm just going to let it run. But Steven the Weather Guy was first. He is literally the deckhead on the planet for 2 hours only. Just 2 hours, not anymore. It's kind of weird after that. You know, he's an iffy dude. I don't know. He's in a van down by the river. But for 2 hours, he's the best. And then Marvin Wingfield with the Congo block. The big old cock block, and wouldn't let him have the Triple Crown. But that's 2 days in a row Stevie was first. So good for you, buddy. Way to get it, Uzi. Let's get to the rest of the chat, shall we? And if you're listening, by the way, I don't point this out because it's new. Like, legitimately, I uploaded yesterday's episode to the podcast. So it's the first one that's out there, and I didn't know I was going to do it until I did it. So I'd like to say, if you're listening on the podcast, this is a video show. There's going to be some shit that you miss. We are live every day on YouTube. Come say hi. There will be links and stuff all over the place. So if you're listening on the podcast, it's a video show. Come hang with us, but I still respect the shit out of you for listening nonetheless. So let's get to the chat, which is Marvin Wingfield is here. Chris Davis is in the building early, too. Marvin, thank you for the super chat, buddy. Keith Sager, my guy, my Lawn Talk fellow, he's here. Brandon Martinez, what's up, peoples? Donna, how are you, sweetie? Steven the Weather Guy with his weather update, which I love. Current conditions at BiffNet World Headquarters, 81 degrees. Jesus, no wonder I'm sweating. 2.64 degrees, partly sunny skies, 40% chance we should start calling timeouts the penalty box. I like that. VB's in the building. Billy Keller is here. Rick C with some lawn talk advice for me. Much appreciated. Hey, Seuss. Sorry. He said, sorry, I can't stay. I'll catch y'all later. Thank you for the super chat, even though you're not here, you raggedy bitch. Justin Swinford, Fancy Friday time. He coined that phrase. SVG is in the building. We got to talk about my guy SVG in just a second. John Dory is here. Uriel Villanueva. Who else? Tony Garza. If House puts me in timeout, he's going to visit Suplex City. Charles Garza, Chuck Dunaway. What up, Chuck? CC in the building. I love you too so much. You have ideas, CC, and I'm glad you got your teeth fixed. Not that I felt you needed to. I'm just, you know what? Fuck it. Listen. Aaron J. Bryant. Jen is here. Wallace. The gang's all here, y'all. Alan Denson. Joe Pro. What's up, player? You did beat me, Alan, you raggedy bitch, to point that out. Who else is here? Justin Kelm's in the building. Justin Kelm is in the building. Yeah, we're going to talk about these new rules. It's stupid as shit. Tony Garza, thank you for the $10 super chat. Wow. He said, I'd like a shout out. Thanks. So now we're just buying shout outs. Is that what it is? I'm a whore. Shout out to you, Tony. Fidel Lamone, Truck and Taco. David Green, hadn't seen you in a while. Pete Jones in the building. Tony said I'm cranky 24/7. He's a dick. What is this? All shit, where's Barry? What are you talking about? How do we know if it works? What are you talking about? Michael Caravantes, thank you for the super chat. Please do not give Tony a shout out. Thanks. He said $10.01. Well, I take the shout out back, Tony. You raggedy bitch. You don't get a shout out now. Hey, $5 Friday, Wallace Wills. Thank you, buddy. Speaking of $5 Friday, I do have to say thank you to Charles Garza, who was early on the $5 Friday. In fact, he was the first one today. I got to say thank you to Crystal Collins for the $5 Friday. She said, ¿por qué? Why not? Charles Garza's message was Friday, bitches. And then Jen, sweetie, you're going to have to stop sending me $5 Fridays. She says, yeah, I'm clueless on the Podbean stuff, but I'm trying. I had Jen testing it out. I don't think it's working. Donna Rogers, thank you for the $10 $5 Friday. You guys are the best. I love you so much. Jason, I think you owe Gilbert money for that. For what? I don't owe anybody. What up, Josh? Good to see you, 713 Hooligan. Okay, let's get the show started. Let's get rolling. We have a lot to discuss. As you guys know, we have a lot to get to, and we're busy on a Friday, but the mic here. We always start off on a Friday with some drinking, and we do it ASMR style. Today, it's not the typical, you guys. There will be no fizzins. Today, we're going vodka cranberry. So let's do this. that sounds so good. I probably shouldn't do a half a glass of vodka. That's probably bad. Oh, yeah. Lamb bomb. Time to drink. Here we go. Here's the crayon. Oh, my God. That's so hot. Who's hard? Marsha is. I know that. Oh my God. So we're rocking vodka crayon today. I don't know. I wanted to mix it up a little bit. I've been doing whiskey Coke and Bacardi Coke. Aaron J. Bryan said, do a full glass. Bro, I don't eat during the day, so I will be shit-faced already. And I swore to myself I wouldn't be getting shit-faced every Friday. Let's be real. It's probably going to happen. 713 Hooligan said, you the man with that double pour, Barry. Hey, you guys have trained me well in alcoholism. Fidel said, my Texas basement is flooded. Oh, Rev said he's hearing me great on the app. That is good to know, Rev. That is good to know. So we're live on the app. We're live on Podbeam. Jen can't figure it out. Michael Carvanta said, not sure if you have any nieces or nephews, but you would be an awesome drunk uncle. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I don't know. I think my nieces I do have nieces and nephews. And like, they're not allowed to hang out with me because I curse a lot. And I think it rubs off on him. So, I mean, fun fact, I guess I could say this now. He's leaving town. At one point, my niece was maybe, went on a date or two with Deshaun Watson. Yeah. Let that soak in for a minute, bitches. Yeah. Who's famous? I mean, she really, more her than me. But yeah, I never yielded at the time, especially being in radio. But there was a time when she went on a couple dates and, you know, he may have stood her up. I mean, look, this is that why he's leaving? She's kind of a bitch. Let's be real. That's really why he wanted out of the city. He's like, yeah, the bitch. No, she's the sweetest. She is the sweetest kid in the world. I say kid. She's mid-20s, successful businesswoman. You know, I'm a fledgling YouTube fuckface. I'm pretty sure she makes more than me. I'm pretty sure she makes more than old Uncle Barry, which actually she calls me Uncle Birdie, because she couldn't say Barry. So she would say Birdie. And it has nothing to do with my hook nose, like looking like a toucan, you raggedy bitches. What's up, Eric Resendez? All right, let's get into some shit. We got a lot to get to. I'm hoping my buddy Jerome is VPs and joins me at 2:30. If he doesn't, I got plenty to talk about. So do not worry about it at all. Okay, show update podcast is live on some platforms. You can find it on Spotify. You can find it on iHeartRadio. You can find it on the Podbeam app. I have submitted it to Pandora. And we should be live soon on iTunes and Google Play. That takes about a week or two to get there. I hate you so much, Eric Resendez. If I never see Springer Dinger ever. I love your super chat. Hate the message. Like, love you, go fuck yourself. All in the same sentence. Appreciate the $2 super chat, though, buddy. And, you know, never want to hear Springer Dinger again. Hey, real quick, deckheads. Hold on. Let me get my alcohol. This is a bad idea. This is a really, really bad idea. That I'm going to do a shot on top of the drink I already have. But we have a birthday today, and y'all know we shoot shots on the birthday. So we got to raise your glasses. Everybody get a shot of alcohol. I mean, Justin Swinford can rip the bong if he wants to. I don't give a shit. Whatever you do, if you smoke crack, get your pipe. If you do heroin, get your needle ready. Let's all raise our drug of choice. Tony said he's going to be passed out by the break. I'm definitely going to have to eat something at the break. But a very special happy birthday to SVG, buddy. You rock. Thank you for being a deckhead. Thank you for your support. I very much appreciate you. I love you. I hope you have a wonderful birthday. I hope you get roadhead or a hand job or whatever it is you're into, my friend. Cheers to you and happy birthday, SVG. God damn. No cranberry chaser. God bless. bless. Ha! I'll do this. Yo! Speaking of the man, bro, why are you sending me money? I should be sending you money. It's your birthday. Hey, thank you for the super chat, though. It's $5 Friday. He said, thank you, Barry and the Deckheads. 11-year anniversary for me and Dora as well. Listen, I can't do any more shots. I will be fucking dead by 3. But I'll toast you guys with my vodka cranberry. Congratulations on 11 years, Dora. I can't believe you put up with all his bullshit for that long, but you know, maybe, well, since it's y'all's anniversary, Dora, I hope you get road ahead too. Cheers to you guys. All right. No, fuck you, Chuck. Chuck's trying to get me shithoused on a Friday. Another shot for the anniversary. You done lost your damn mind, Chuck. But again, all right, so we're good. Oh, we're going to do a comment challenge. I've kind of been lax on those, and that's my fault. I want to be better at those because I really like the comment challenges, and I love seeing y'all's responses. It's great. It's another way for us to interact and me to kind of get to know you guys. What up, Ray? Welcome to the party, Playboy. I'm already drunk. Close to it. All right, let's get sports. We got a ton to do. I'm all over the spot. Let's get to sports first. Where the fuck did my headlines go? Yeah, my headlines are gone. Well, I had some sports headlines, but we're going to skip that. We're going to go right into Russell Wilson. So I don't know if you know this or not, but they have been, you know, just in typical Vegas fashion, what they do is they'll place odds on where they think potential free agents or disgruntled players are going to end up. And Vegas has been having the odds on where Russell Wilson might be, including is he going to stay in Seattle? Is he going to end up in Chicago? Is he going to just swap with Deshaun Watson in Houston? So they've had odds on all these potential landing spots, New York, whatever. Well, all of a sudden now, this dude named Sam Panayotovich, I have no idea if I said that right. Sam Panayotovich, he said, we saw sports books take down Russell Wilson's, quote, next team betting odds yesterday. Books also shortened the Bears' future odds to win the division, conference, and title. One bookmaker just told me, I've done a full 180. I'm all aboard the Russ to Chicago hype train. Wow. Could you imagine? Russ could actually end up being a Chicago Bear before we know it. So apparently Vegas has some inside scoop. I don't know what they know, but you guys know, man, that's Vegas's job. Their money lives and dies and rides on the information that they get. And if they've taken Russ's destinations off the board and they have increased the odds of the Bears winning the division, the conference, and a title, I mean, that's pretty compelling information. It's circumstantial evidence. If this was a court of law, there would be nothing concrete at this point based on what we know. But the circumstantial evidence would lead you to believe that something big is going to happen in Chicago. And if you look at their odds going up as a team and Russ's odds of landing somewhere being taken off the board, pretty interesting. My thoughts on Russ as a Bear, I think it could be worse. I think I'm down for a division rival 2 times a year with Aaron Rodgers. I think it's going to be interesting to see how it shapes up. Like, what does Seattle get? Because everybody knows he wants out. It's like the Deshaun Watson thing. Everybody knows the kind of talent he is. He's a little bit older than Deshaun, but how is that trade could heavily influence what happens with Deshaun Watson as well. So Texans fans, keep an eye on that. Whatever Seattle gets for Russ, the Texans should get more. Will they? No, they're fucking idiots. They're bumbling fools. Seattle will probably get like 3 1s and a 2 or 2 2s and maybe like a player in return, Trubisky or something. And the Texans will be like, you know what? You just send us some scratch offs and we'll call it even. Dipshits. What up, Incarnate? Funky Fridays with Barry the Frog. What? The Frog? Easy! Hey, shout out Easy. What's up, player, man? Thank you for subscribing, homie. Very much appreciate that, Easy. Welcome to the Deckhead family, you raggedy bitch. Don't take that personal. Everybody here is a raggedy bitch, including me. So, it's a term of endearment around these parts. You'll figure it out. Kermit reference. Oh my God, that was awful. Kermit the Frog here. I hate playing Warzone with the accent. It always evolves into something else. These raggedy bitches can pay Biff coins on Twitch to make me use an accent, and they always choose Kermit the Frog because it's awful. Oh, it was the worst. And House, last night my alerts weren't working on Twitch, so House, every time I would get a notice, House would be like, caw-caw, caw-caw. It was the best and the worst. And then some of you raggedy bitches bailed on me for ass and titties. Ass and titties. And it hurt. It hurts because I thought we were friends. I thought we were loyal, but I do get it. I mean, like, I would bail on me too for ass and titties, but it's like, come on, fam. You didn't need to bail on me. I'll show you my titties. I don't give a damn. Look, no, I'll pull one. I'll pull a titty out right now. You don't know. It was funny, House. House was killing it last night on the stream. Hey, Total Dallas, thank you for the super chat. Why is my mouse stopped working? Is this the streaming issue? Are we still live on the Podbeam stream? I see you, Katie. Katie has left 3 messages. Who is ZYG? How did they end up here? Entered the live studio. House sucks. It got 6 likes. What up, Katie? I'm not gonna like send messages, but I'm getting this over here. This is interesting. Test 1 2 1 2. House sucks. Okay, so that's working. Okay, well, I'm glad it's working so far. What did I miss? Oh, I forgot to do Total Dallas' super chat. Total Dallas said, come on, KD, give us the family inside info on Russ Wilson. KD is not Russ Wilson, despite the fact that he looks like him. Look, guys, look at that picture right there. Look right there. Doesn't that look like Russell Wilson? Look right there. Oh, light-skinned, good hair having KD. Oh my God, that's so funny. All right, let's keep rolling here. What do I need to do? What was I doing over here? Oh yeah, we were talking sports and drinking. I would love for this show some days to just be us chilling and fucking with each other for 2 hours. But the problem is we're never going to grow if we do that. I did think about this last night. I'm thinking about doing some more just chatting on Twitch where I don't play Warzone. I just fucking flip the camera on. And it's 2 hours of who knows what the fuck's going to happen. We just shoot the shit and tell stories and talk. So that might be a thing I do in the future. Because the Warzone thing is fun, and I'm not going to get away from that, and the Among Us is fun, but sometimes I just like to flip that bitch on and just shoot the shit and hang out with you guys. You guys. Yes, just talk about random stuff. Mark, guys. Okay, I just lost my mouse again. I don't know what happened there. Oh, interviewing is off. What's going on here? Hold on. Oh, no. How come I can't turn interviewing on? Turn on interview using the switch above. Bitch, I'm trying. Oh, there it goes. Okay. That was weird. Tech problems all day long. Yeah, I'm thinking about some of that because like this is a show and this needs to be a show. And I don't mind. I love hanging out with the chat. I love talking with you guys and we'll get down and do some crazy wild shit. But I do want to just do like just chatting. Now, Steven approached me. We do have a fantasy baseball team for Barry on Deck and he was like, let's do that live. Steven, I got to be honest with you. I thought about it and I think very few because I still need to grow this. Like this still has to be about growing the stream, growing the brand, growing Barry on Deck, growing the Twitch and all that. I don't think people give a shit about watching 10 losers draft fantasy baseball. I'll be honest with you. Unless the 10 of you were amazingly interesting, and that includes me. I mean, look, let's be real. I've put some on camera before. It didn't go great. That's just me being honest. If you know, some of it, I'm not saying it's you, Uzi. I'm just saying in general. Like if this was 10 or 9 of my comedian buddies and I knew that when they got on the microphone and the camera, they were going to be funny for 2.5, 3 hours during the draft, that might be a little bit different. But some people are going to get just shit-faced and say weird things, which happens on the Twitch streams already. I'm not going to say any names, House. I mean, you know, like House throwing me under the bus. What happened? What is the good idea? KD looks nothing like Russell Wilson. You're racist. Fantasy baseball requires too much effort. You're stupid. Joe Pro said Astros watch parties would be a good time to just chat. Well, that's a thing. That's going to be a thing for sure, Joe Pro. I do plan on doing a lot of watch parties. In fact, John Westing and I are going to do an opening day watch party for sure. I mean, we haven't really talked about it, but he's filming a movie because he's a fancy movie star. But my plan is, even if John and I don't end up making that happen, I'm just going to flip the fucking camera on to watch the game. And if you want to hang out with me on Twitch, that would be dope as fuck. It ain't going to be Super Bowl level with all the giveaways and shit, but it's just going to be a bunch of folks hanging out, chilling, watching sports and talking. That's what which is what the Super Bowl was meant to be. But y'all know me. I was like, we got to make this awesome. I don't know if it was or not, but that was the attempt. So yeah, there will be watch parties. And in fact, Joe Pro, to that point, which is a great point, I was also thinking about it this morning when I took my weekly shower. I was like, I know you can do watch parties on Twitch if it's on Amazon Prime. So I'm thinking as they start to drop more interesting shows, I might just do those kind of watch parties. Or if there's a movie that's available on Prime that I want to watch, maybe you guys can hang out with me on Twitch and watch those as well. So all that is on the table. All that is on the table. Yeah, baseball is slow enough for good conversation. Totally agree with that. All right. Alvarez going to DH on Sunday. I know. I'm fucking so pumped about getting that dude back in this lineup, man. Long overdue. Long overdue. All right, so there's some Russ news for you. Let's just go ahead and jump into this baseball topic since we're talking baseball. Baseball's trying out some new rules, which I'm not Andy Huggins, because Andy Huggins, if y'all know, I love my hug dog. He is an old school baseball guy, right? Like he doesn't want the DH in the National League. He doesn't want none of this hippity-hoppity bullshit, and the shift is bullshit, and you bunt a runner over from first to second, and you play station-to-station baseball, because by God, that's how Jesus intended it. I'm not that guy. I want the electronic strike zone. I want more home runs. I want more fun in baseball. I love the sport of baseball, which is why I want to see it evolve. So baseball is trying out some new rules. Each level of the minors is going to be testing a different rule, at least one rule this year. So I'm going to read to you what these rules are, and I would love your feedback on them. In AAA, they're going to be trying... Look, I knew I'd get him out of the... I knew it. There's Andy. Baseball isn't slow. It's leisurely. Listen, Andy. I've always said baseball is chess. Baseball is a thinking man's sport. And by man, I mean man and woman. Baseball is for people that enjoy sport, enjoy competition, and enjoy the strategery, to quote the famous and great George W. Bush. Like, there's a lot of strategy that goes into baseball per pitch. There's setting up pitches. It's baseball in some ways it's chess. It's not just, all right, hit, hole, run. We make point, touchdown. Oh, Thor like. And see, look, I've always said, if you think baseball is boring, it's because you're stupid. I mean, that's just a fact. Look it up. Google it. Go Google it. If you think baseball is boring, it's just because you're dumb. Sean, you're stupid. No, look. I like the strategy of baseball, but I also, the thing I love about baseball as a fan, I love the sport. I get into it. I don't even know why I didn't love baseball growing up that much. I watched it, but baseball as a sport is a great, it's a great social outing with your friends. If you go to a ball game, you watch a pitch, there's 3 minutes in between so everyone can scratch their balls and spit. So you have time to hang out with your buddies and be like, yeah, so what did Cheryl say? Cheryl's a bitch. And you're like, oh, here's the strike. Well, what? Why is she a bitch? Because she won't shut the fuck up about Christmas. It's nice to hang out with your boys, though, or your friends. Like me and Marcia and Nora and Tommy go to baseball games, and I've hung out with some people and watched games, here at the house. It's a good social sport. Not like basketball. Well, you got to be on it the entire time. Baseball is a chill, social sport and a thinking person's sport. So deal with it. All right, back to the rules, though. I need to tell you guys the rules, and I always like to put up a slide because I don't want you seeing me reading. That's kind of weird. Soccer is... All right, Justin, you damn near want to give you a timeout. No, don't do it, House. But just the mere mention of soccer is better should warrant a 5-minute timeout for that bullshit. Joe Pro said, that was a very specific example. Cheryl sounds like a bitch. Yeah, fucking Cheryl. You know, like, what are you going to do? Joe Pro, have you met Cheryl? Ugh, what a bee. Oh my God, she's always yipping and yapping about what are we going to do for Christmas? Are we going to go to your parents or my parents? Shut the fuck up, Cheryl. Flashback with my ex. All right, back to the rules. Here we go. These are the rules. AAA will now feature larger bases. Are you good with that, Andy? Andy, are you good with larger bases? That's not that big of a deal. 18 inches square. Which is, they've been 15 inches, so we're talking about 3 more inches. And let's be real, who doesn't want 3 more inches? Huh? Listen, the reason they're doing this to promote more stolen bases, more runners reaching base on ground balls, plus it's also to alleviate some injury concerns that have been in the past. So, bigger bags, and come on, guys, we all like to see bigger bags. In AA, they are going to, this is the rule change. So that was AAA. The rule change in AA this year, there will be a ban. Andy, you're going to love this. Andy Huggins is going to absolutely love this. There will be a ban on extreme defensive shifts. Also in an effort to increase balls in play. That's why they're doing that. The new rule will force teams to play at least 4 defenders on the infield. So that you've got to have a foot on the dirt. This will be in effect for at least the first half of the AA season, and then depending on the results, Major League Baseball may require clubs to play 2 infielders on each side of second base. Over in the high A leagues, they will adopt a step-off rule that was previously tested in the independent league, where pitchers will be called for a balk if they don't completely disengage the rubber before throwing to a base. This seems kind of stupid. I think they're just trying to prevent, the slowing down of the game by throwing over. Now you have to step off, plant your foot, turn, and then throw, which is going to set you up for more stolen bases. That's kind of the spirit of that rule. Over in low A ball, they're going to feature several unique changes. All low A pitchers will be limited to 2 pickoff attempts per plate appearance. If a pitcher tries for a third pickoff, but that runner is safe, it's considered a balk. That seems kind of weird. And then the new low A South League will also test an automatic strike zone. I'm here for a strike zone. Umpires and humans suck. I'm ready for an auto strike zone. We have computers. We have the technology. We can rebuild the sport. Like, why not? Why are we so scared of getting the calls right? Umpires are like, but this hurts my fat, congested heart because now what am I going to do? You're going to sit there and call plays at the plate, you fat slob. But let's get the balls and strikes right. It's real simple. We put the fucking square up. They throw. Why is Tony's super chat coming in this late? Wow. Get your shit together, Stream Elements. I mean, I don't understand this. I don't understand why we just can't put the square up, ball comes through the square, strike, doesn't come through the square, ball. And then the umpire just has a little, not a smartphone or a tablet, just a little device. And if it's ruled a strike, he just looks down. Pitch comes in, he looks at it, it glows green, strike. Pitch comes in, it glows red, ball, or vice versa. Would you make the ball the green and the red the strike? Why are all these coming in now? Good thing I didn't wait for the Oliver to let me know. I say, yeah, automate the goddamn strike zone. It's about time. We have the technology. What's the big deal? Andy, would you be opposed to automating the strike zone? All my baseball aficionados and purists. Okay, Oliver, I need you to settle the fuck down. We've already done these super chats. For those of you listening on the podcast, when you hear that stuttering cat, that is my cat. He has a stutter and a lisp. And that means someone to send a super chat on YouTube. But I'd be for automating the strike zone. Okay. Oliver, you're such an attention whore, bro. Settle the fuck down. All right. And then last one, MLB is working to fix numerous on-field issues. Let's see. What was this? Oh, they're also trying to increase the pace of play. Whatever. All right. That's it. Oliver, It's my show, not yours, you dick face. Leave me alone. No, I'm just kidding. That's all super chat money. His time to shine. Let's go. I hate VAR in soccer. Gonna hate these new rules in baseball. What? I mean, some of these rules, like the pickoff plays and shit like that, ugh. I don't really care about that as much, but I do want to automate the strike zone, and I am for some of this shift bullshit is getting a little ridiculous, and it does slow the game down because you got to wait, get everybody in place and all that bullshit. I'd be okay if they limited the shift. I still think you should be able to defend. And you know what? If you're a pull hitter, learn how to fucking hit the other way and they won't shift on you. That's the other side of the argument. D-Mata said, how is Oliver doing? Much better. We were playing this morning and he was having a good time. He's not eating like he was, but he's still eating. It just takes him more time. I think he gets nauseous when he smells his food and then he comes back and eats it later. I don't know what's going on, but he's eating, he's playing, he's in good shape. Thank you for asking, D-Mata. He's going to be okay. Terrence is blaming the Astros for the rule changes. No, if you want to blame the Astros for anything, blame them for what goes on in the dugout during games as far as video feeds. But all the rest of this shit, they're not to be blamed. No way. What's up, PK? Welcome to the show, baby girl. Andy Youngin said, automated strike zone is understandable, but I hate the idea of it. I know. You hate change, Andy. I get it. When I'm your age, I'm going to hate change too, but let's make the sport as look, my thing, Andy, and everybody, it's all about getting the call right. This is why I'm a proponent of replay. Because if something happened, it needs to be called the way it happened and not the way that the umpire perceived it to have happened. So if a ball actually crossed the plane of the strike zone, it needs to be called strike. Give that picture credit. And if it was outside, hi, Greg Maddux, if they're painting the black and then moving another inch, then it needs to be called that way as well. Greg Maddux wouldn't be nearly as good of as a pitcher that we thought if there was an automated strike. That's a fact. That is an absolute fact. I mean, I don't have anything to prove it, but so I'm for some of these rules. Some of them seem frivolous and kind of like bullshit, but whatever. We'll see how it goes. Joe Rose, I bet Andy's shoes older than most of us, and I totally get it. Okay. Andy's pretty hip dude, though. I'll say this. Andy may be old in age, but he is younger than most of us in hipness and in spirit. Fact. 100% fact. Terrence J in the chat. Hold on. How are we doing on the Podbean? Is that why is my mouse freaking the fuck out all the time? Is the Podbean still up? KD said baseball is boring. All right, he's banned from the Podbean. Fuck that dude. Just kidding, KD. I think everything is still working over here, huh? KD, how do you have 79 hearts? What does that mean? Oh, God. There's something like XP over here on the Podbean Live. Jesus, I don't want to publish this. You guys are I'd rather you stay on YouTube. The Podbean is for those of you that can't listen on YouTube. Like, I really need you guys to stay on YouTube and not switch over to the Podbean shit. Please don't do that. That's the last thing I need. I may fucking shut that down. I don't know. Did your Oliver light burn out? No. Oh, I didn't turn it on. Hold on. You talking about this one? No, it's right there. I forget to turn it on. Good call. Good call, Incarnate. Yeah, I do remember when they didn't have replay in baseball. All right, Barry. I'm talking about when someone earlier said that hacking the automatic strike zone, they will be blamed. Oh. Yeah, I don't think they'll be able to hack the automatic strike zone. That'd be a pretty big task to do that. Don't baseball. But I thought, fuck YouTube. I mean, look. I'm not a big fan of YouTube and the shit that they pull. But, I mean, if you want me to be honest, PK, the super chats are still a big part of this show. And that's the truth. The super chats. And I realized like Podbean has a way you can send super chats. I don't know what it's called. I don't know if they're called beans. You said magic beans. I don't know what the fuck it is, but just maybe they take less than 40%. Maybe fuck you real as a staff, record label, and as a crew. You can super chat on Podbean too, Barry on Sports. Really? So we were just saying that. Can you? Huh. I don't know how that works. Well, I guess we'll find out going forward. Yeah, the $5 Friday also. I just sent a Podbean super chat where I don't see it. House, I don't see it. Why am I squinting? It's right here. It doesn't. So I can add music. No one cares about the music effects. There's sound effects that only would go out over the Podbean, not over here. House, when I play the Lamb Bomb, can you hear it? Did you get the Lamb Bomb sound effect just then, you guys? You should do a subscription for this channel. 7 beans for 99 cents. I don't see the 7. Oh, is that where KD sent 7 beans and it says baseball is boring? And then you said eat a dough, KD? Is that what it was? Huh. PayPal takes less than 40%. Yeah, I know. PayPal, Venmo, they all take less. Okay, so that's a super chat. So yeah. Oh, look, let me share this. Let me show you guys. I'll show you. I don't give a fuck. Because obviously Jerome ain't joining us. It's a weird show today. This is what we're looking at. So this is my interface for Podbean. What the fuck is up with this mouse? So that's 7 that you see right there, that Chris D 7. That's the 7 beans he sent. I don't know how that works. And then I can't really because it's all one. Oh my God, the mouse is killing me. What the fuck? Peoples. Hold on, let me plug this motherfucker in. This is part of the technical problems I was worried about. Absolutely part of the technical problems I was worried about. Magic beans. Yeah, that's the thing is I got to see all about this bean bullshit. I don't know how that's going to work. It seems awkward and weird. All right. So Curious just sent another house breath smells like 10 kinds of feet. I can't really, I don't know why it's not scrolling, but this is the whole way it looks. Pay your bills, Barry. It's my fucking mouse, Michael. Oh my God, I have a really fancy mouse, you guys. I don't need a new mouse. This is like a fucking really fancy gamer mouse. It's probably the update. Let Oliver in to get the mouse. No. Who's fancy? Oh, Jen made it, you guys. Jen is in the building. Finally. Jesus, Jen, you're like my grandma when it comes to technology. You are the worst. I can't keep scrolling, but okay. I guess it's all working over there. So listen, we're all over the map today. It's a Friday. I'm drinking. I apologize. All right, we got plenty of sports in. That is a Logitech. This is the G502 Lightspeed. It's a fancy mouse. G502 Lightspeed. Yep. They said this was the shit for gaming. What up, Dr. Dre on 290? A gamer mouse, and he uses a PS5. I'll have you know, when Among Us, I use the mouse. Okay. So let's get back to what else sports did I have? Russ. Oh! One more. Do y'all want to do more sports on the other side? You want to do a non-sportsy topic? So fancy it doesn't work. How many of you? All right, chat. Raise your hand. Shut up, Matt. Mind your business. How many of you? Netflix password. I'm not gonna rat you out. I'm not gonna snitch. Maybe you've given it to somebody else. Maybe somebody else has given it to you. This is all allegedly. No one's turning you into the Netflix police. But how many of you share a Netflix password with maybe a friend, somebody that doesn't have a job, whatever? Anybody? All right. See your house. Thanks for testing the podcast thing. CC? See, now this isn't like, so you may have loaned out a Netflix or maybe someone loans it to you. I don't need to know. I just want to know if you're sharing Netflix passwords. I'll tell you this. I may or may not be sharing a Disney Plus account. I'm not going to tell you which way that goes, but yeah, I might be guilty of that. So Jen's a yup. Terrence J is a yup. Cece is a yup. Pay for your own goddamn stuff. Tony's a bitch. Total Dallas said my kids don't have jobs and they use my crap all the time. Well, we're not talking about in the family. That shit don't matter. Now, unless you're talking about they don't live with you anymore. Cece said I'm the poor friend. You and me both, girl. Justin Swinford. I share my parents, but they never watch anything. Mimi. Oh, hi, Mimi. It's good to see you, baby girl. Listen, I can still time you bitches out. Okay, Incarnate? Don't think for a minute that I won't stop this whole guy. I won't pull this goddamn car over and time out everybody in the chat. Is it my headphones or is the audio a little shaky? Is that true, chat? Are we having audio issues? Are we having audio problems? Let me know, because we are streaming live on Podbean and on YouTube at the same time. I need to know. Please let me know. Seriously. I don't know if that no was Miss VB. Guys, that is stealing. I would never. Okay, nope. Audio good on my end. Sounds clear. No, a few skips here and there. Yeah, I've been having the skips, and I don't know why that is. That has been going on for weeks now, so it's definitely not this. The audio is shaky for time. Good to hear. It's good for me. Oh, breaking news. Eric Gordon out for 4 to 6 weeks. Oh, big surprise. And so is PJ Tucker. In other words, they're out until they get traded. And when I switch over full time to the PC from this Mac, everything will improve, I hope. Okay, so audio is good. Now, Netflix is actually cracking down on password sharing. They're actually making a big deal out of it, which I'm surprised it actually took this long. Because, you look, as a former IT genius, I mean, there's this thing called an IP address, and it's basically like your social security number. Your IP address is a unique number that every computer in the world gets. All right, every ISP has a pool of IP addresses, and as you log onto the internet from your house, they give your house an IP address. So what I've always wondered is, why doesn't Netflix track IP addresses? Because it's real easy. It's super easy to track IPs on the internet. And Netflix could say, all right, this guy is logged in with this IP address at the same time that this chick this guy's in Des Moines, Iowa, and this chick is in Topeka, Kansas at a completely different IP address, and yet they're both logged into the same account at the same time. Odds they're stealing. And I never understood why Netflix didn't really use that and enforce it. But now, apparently they are. Because people are starting to get notices that say, hey, start your own Netflix for free today. So basically, if you've been stealing, you might get, hold on, let me try to save this photo. Save image as, we'll put this on the desktop. This is what it might look like, chat. Just so you know. And by the way, if you're listening on the podcast later, this is a video show that streams live on YouTube. So if you want to get some of this, there'll be a link to go see this. But it says start your own Netflix for free today. If you don't live with the owner of this account, you need your own account to keep watching. So that's coming. They are cracking down. So if you are borrowing a Netflix account, be prepared, bitches. I'm going to have to bootleg the Mandalorian. No team wants Gordon's contract, which are true. I use a VPN so they don't know where I'm at. Well, they'll still track me by IP. But your IP will show the Netherlands, and whoever you loaned your password to will show fucking Sarasota, Florida. They're going to be like, okay, well, this is obviously being stolen. They could offer a family plan like Spotify, but they do. So they have a family plan, but it's for the immediate family in the house, I believe. So just be warned. It says recently certain Netflix users began receiving the message. If you don't live with the owner of the account, you need your own account to keep watching. The Netflix service, this was per the user agreement. The Netflix service and any content viewed through our service are for your personal and non-commercial use. It says Netflix currently has more than 200 million subscribers. That's worldwide. Man, how much is it now? It says Netflix basics are $8.99. Standard most popular plan is $13.99. Holy shit. Let's do some math here. I'm probably going to fuck this math up. Y'all know how I do. If we're doing $14, and how many did I say they had? 200 million subscribers times 200,000,000. That's a lot of O's. Why the fuck did it go negative? What? 14 times 200,000,000. Okay. That is $2.8 billion a month. A fucking month. Netflix is making $2.8 billion a month. Times 12. $33.6 billion a year. And they're like, well, we made this movie for $500 million. That's a lot of goddamn money to spend on a movie, by the way. $500 million? Drop in the bucket to them. Holy shit. If you think for 1 second that I'm going to feel sorry for these raggedy bitches for sharing some fucking accounts, no. Fam, you're making $34 billion a year. Settle the fuck down, YouTube. No one is feeling sorry for you because Frank and Belinda are sharing their goddamn passwords across the country. Get over it. How much money do you need? Yes, exactly, Scott. Those are some greedy ass bitches. How much money do you need? Now, look, it'd be different if they were losing money every year. If they were making $300,000 and all these movies were costing them $300 million, and they're like, well, we're just losing money because everybody's showing their password and we're in the negative every year. $34 billion. Give a fuck who shares my password. Man, I'm about to start a fucking... Maybe that's how I value add to the Patreon. I'm going to give everybody my Netflix password. Cancel your subs, players. Daddy's got you. Fuck Netflix. I'm sorry. You can get too big. Seriously. That's too big. I mean, good for them. That's a lot. I ain't hating, but I'm hating. Let's be real. I am hating. I'm a hating ass bitch. When it started, it says Netflix raised their prices from $7.99 to $13.99. You know that they keep. Remember when they raised it $1 because they got Friends? Yo, fuck Friends. I didn't need you to raise, and then you dropped Friends. Did you drop the price? No. I'm not feeling sorry for Netflix. That is a lot of money, Katie. I'm over here in the Podbean chat. That's going to be a bitch trying to keep up with two chats now. Boy. All right, let's get to a break. It is 2:55. I don't know how this show's going, but I got to pee. Friends is on TNT 23 hours a day. For free! You didn't get an extra $1 a month to your cable subscriber. All right, let's take a break. We're going to take a 5-minute break. I guess Jerome, I don't even know if he texted me. Let's see if he texted me. Nope. Hey, Katie, thank you for the $5 Friday. Super Bean Mo. Sylvia, thank you for the $5 Friday, sweetie. She said, happy $5 Friday. Ray Ramirez, truck driver Pookie with the lamb bomb. And he even put purr, 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 purr in the message. Look right there. Right there. Purr, 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 purr. I like it. I dig it. Thank you guys. Everybody that sends in a $5 Friday. Thank you so much for keeping this show alive and for being here. Very much appreciated. All right, let's take this break. Enjoy the Barry on Sports for the week. By the way, if this is something you look forward to, all 20 of you that watch it, we're going to be moving back the release date. Technically, I was going to record and release one today, but the gang and I, my writers, Suntran, Kanis Nana, and Chris Rogers, we all talked about it. We'd like to get back to releasing them on Mondays. So if you're looking for Barry on Sports, it will be released on Monday. But until then, enjoy this one, which is the last one, and I will see you guys in 5 minutes. Go poop, go pee, smoke a cigarette, smoke a joint, whatever it is you do during the break. We're back after this. It's Barry on Deck. I'm your host, Barry Laminack. I'm Barry Laminack, and this isn't what happened in sports. Let's start in the NFL, where after weeks of hearing Deshaun Watson asked to leave, the Texans have finally let J.J. Watt go. Watt joins the Arizona Cardinals after signing a 2-year deal with a guaranteed $23 million injuries. The Cardinals GM said he asked Blake Shelton to help recruit J.J. Watt, so this year not only will Watt be on the Cardinals, he'll also be on Shelton's team on The Voice. Josh McCown was reportedly allowed to interview for the Houston Texans head coaching position during their search. With his career record of 23 wins and 53 losses as a starting QB, McCown was seen as a natural fit for the Texans coaching staff. It's reported that during the interview process, when asked how he would make the Texans better, McCown responded, "How would I know?" Former Bears quarterback Jay Cutler reportedly told a fan they could take a picture with him if they first chugged a pitcher of beer. The fan got so drunk he was immediately signed as the Bears quarterback. Let's be real. Cutler's time in Chicago was kinda like chugging a pitcher of beer. You know, something happened, but nothing really stands out. The Washington football team released Comeback Player of the Year quarterback Alex Smith. Apparently, they were the only ones who didn't want him to come back. Other news from the football team of Washington, the organization has announced it will not have cheerleaders next season. Instead, the team has opted to have a co-ed dance squad. And the offensive line is reportedly not happy about being called a co-ed dance squad. The team will now have to spend the next several months huddled together in conference rooms trying to determine how to sexually harass men. 16-year-old Victoria Lee won her professional MMA debut, defeating Sunisa Srizin via rear naked choke in the second round of their ONE FC fight. And when asked afterwards what she takes at her high school, Lee responded, "Whatever I want." The Tokyo Olympic Committee has decided that foreign fans will not be allowed at the Olympics this year, and this means audiences will consist mostly of Japanese residents and Hello Kitties. Kentucky passed a bill allowing high school seniors an extra year of sports eligibility. And the Kentucky official stated, look, this means that high school players can now play for a total of blue potato. On the plus side, some Kentucky athletes can now celebrate prom and their second wedding on the same day. Johnny Manziel's back in the news. Check it out. After saying he's going to attempt to make the PGA Tour. He said he was looking forward to it, to all the challenges and the drugs and the partying and the women, and someone had to explain to him most of that's not on the tour. In related news, Johnny Manziel has announced he is quitting the tour. And finally, a longtime Nike executive resigned after it was revealed that her 19-year-old son was reselling Nike sneakers online for a significant profit. Wow, that is so messed up, said the kids who make Nikes. A 19-year-old. That's like 33 in Nike years. I'm Barry Laminack. That's not what happened in sports.
I got your bitch. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. They are to be ashamed. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. Goddamn
welcome back to hour number 2 of Barry on Deck. You raggedy bitches, welcome to the show. Thank you guys for being here, for sticking around through the break. Those of you that did, those of you that didn't can go to hell. You know why? Because you were here and you left, and you know I gotta pee. Come on, fam, give me a break. Hey, Joe Pro, thank you for the super chat, buddy. He said, now it's Friday. I'm locking up this dumb job, and I'm leaving here on 2 wheels. Amen, playa. I'm exhausted from this corner. That was a lot of dancing. I'm too out of shape for this shit. I ain't got the, this incarnate said I'm gonna throw out a hip. That's probably true. Love that song though. That song never gets old. I think because we only hear it a week, but it never ever gets old. Matthew Crowther said, my first hour or 2 in a long time. Kids had early release today. That's what's up, Matthew. Thank you for being here, buddy. Thank you for being here. There was another one I wanted to read. Where did it go? There it is. Justin Swinford said, I asked Alyssa, my fiance, it'd be our first dance. It did not go well. Could you imagine? Ladies and gentlemen, if you would please turn your attention to the dance floor. The bride and groom are going to share their first dance as a couple. Aw, here they are, Justin and Alyssa Swinford. I got your bitch sitting on the gun. The whole fucking wedding party would be like, what the fuck? And just Justin would be out there just fucking, yeah, baby. Alyssa would be like, this marriage is over. That would be fucking hilarious. I'd be down for that shit for sure. How we doing on the Podbean? We're still good? We're still hanging in there? We are an hour in to a dual live stream thing going on here. PK said, I am barricaded in my bedroom so I can listen. Yeah, don't let the kiddos listen. You know, the more I drink on a Friday, the more curse words happen. I broke that shit down. I did get busy. Listen, I pulled out all the old stops. I did the prep. I was prepping for y'all bitches. I was doing the cabbage patch for y'all. I did the WAP. I was breaking it all down. I'm fucking exhausted. Quickest divorce in history. No doubt. I'm going to do that one night. Nora's going to be like, let's have a romantic dinner. I'll be like, all right, let me put on some music. I got your bitch. She's like, what the fuck? Yeah, well, listen, babe. It pays the bills. No, it don't. Third hour to celebrate the new podcast. You greedy bitch, P. Jones. No. In fact, the third hour is going to be me evaluating the statistics from the podcast and no. Plus, I have had no sleep all week. I'm exhausted. I just danced for you guys like a goddamn street monkey. What do you want from me? Let's talk a little more sports because, by the way, I got a text from Jerome Solomon. Going to join me at 3:30. He got a little busy in the 2 o'clock hour. So senior columnist from the Houston Chronicle, Jerome Solomon, my buddy, my pal, my ace, going to be joining me at 3:30. We'll probably talk a little David Cooley delusional press conference. I don't know why I can't get into my phone now. What the fuck is going on? I want to see if he messaged me anything else. No, he just said, let's do 3:30. So, okay, good deal. Jerome was taking a nap. No, he wasn't. And that, Fidel, is the worst spelling of Jerome. I have, really, Fidel? Really? You'll be the first motherfucker to fix my spelling on Twitter. And that's how you spelled Jerome? Oh my God. Did you literally sound that out phonetically like a 9-year-old? My Oliver light was short. Oh yeah, I guess I got to charge it. I don't know what's going on back there. I like that Incarnate is in charge of the Oliver fucking light. I need to get like a permanent LED strip. I'm looking at those. He said, I'm working. Leave me alone, you raggedy bitch. I'm working. All right, let's talk a little Michigan State. Because these hoes over at Michigan State have sold all the way out. So please no longer refer to the basketball team as the Michigan State Spartans. They would like to be known henceforth as the Michigan State Spartans, brought to you by the Rocket Mortgage. Yeah, the basketball team will now be known throughout the Breslin Center as MSU Spartans, presented by Rocket Mortgage. They have sold all the way out. So you can't go to a Michigan State basketball game now without, when you hear it, and your final score, Michigan 48, the Michigan State Spartans presented by Rocket Mortgage 46. Because that's how low college basketball games are too. That's why it's an awful sport. Yeah, it's pretty terrible that look, if you want to have them as a title sponsor, I get it. If you want to have the stadium be the Rocket Mortgage Center, okay. If you want to put Rocket Mortgage all over the goddamn place on the seats, I don't give a shit. But if you think for 1 second that I'm calling them the Michigan State Spartans presented by Rocket Mortgage, you, sir, can take your wang, tuck it up under your balls, fit it into your little butthole, and go fuck yourself. Because I am not saying all that bullshit. And maybe that's the vodka talking. That is goddamn ridiculous. I mean, look, there's making money, and then there's absolutely selling out and being blatant about it. That's just, come on, fam. It's ridiculous. Now I gotta sit here. I paid good money for this ticket. Imagine that. You're a Michigan State booster. You're an alum. You're sitting there watching a basketball game, and every time they say the name, they got to say, the MSU Spartans brought to you by Rocket Mortgage have called a timeout. Are you fucking kidding me? No, I would leave. I would just get all my shit. I'd be like, Susie, get your shit. Let's go. We're out of here. We'll go watch this shit at home. I'm not listening to that shit. Now, they probably have their announcers having to say that shit on the broadcast too. That's awful, man. It's disgusting. Like, there was a whole, literally, they'd be like, hey, guys, welcome to Barry on Deck, brought to you by the Y Factor. Oh, speaking of, I got to do my reads. But, it's not in the name. Now, look, I might have the BiffNet Y Factor Studios. Look, your boy would sell out. But that's not the point. I'm not Michigan State. You wouldn't have to be like, oh, yeah, hey, what are you doing? Oh, I'm listening to Barry on Deck, brought to you by Dan's Seafood and Wings. You wouldn't have to do that. Even though Dan's Seafood and Wings is delicious. Andy, oh my God. Why did I not consult you before the show? That is fucking hilarious, right? Give me an M. Give me an S. Give me a U. Give me a B-R-O-U-G-H-T. Give me a B. Give me a Y. Give me an R-O-C-K-E-T. Fuck. Give me a goddamn break. This name is too long. It's so great, Andy. That is so funny. The Houston Cougars brought to you by H-E-B. I'm just thankful that it wasn't like something longer. What up, Walt? Out there driving around and cut and shoot. Damn, they're getting murdered yesterday. It's pretty bad. I know, I get the game. It's all about sponsorships. Look, this show has sponsors. 2 of them, in fact, that I'm about to tell you about because they're amazing. But it just seems odd to me that we have to incorporate that into the name. Name the center, name the court, put it on the tickets, put it on the, whatever, the merch, the cups, the nacho box, whatever it is you want to do. But for God's sakes, don't make the announcers and the people say that every time. It's just ridiculous. It's a little much. It's a little in your face. And quite frankly, it's a little desperate looking, Michigan State. It's very desperate looking. Like, man, we need every goddamn dollar we can get. If you want the Michigan State Spartan program brought to you by Rocket Mortgage to survive, then we have to do it. Well, maybe up your tuition. I don't know what to tell you. Damn, Tony? Come on, Tony. Is that... Oh, my God, Tony. That's so funny. You guys listening on the podcast later, Tony Garza put the Texas Longhorns brought to you by the Ku Klux Klan. No, Tony. No. I'm pretty sure that it would be the Longhorn Steakhouse, right? I mean, come on. Duh. The Texas Longhorns brought to you by the Longhorn Steakhouse, right? The Texas Aggies brought to you by the SPCA because, they don't want you having sex with animals. The U of H Cougars brought to you by who? All right, I'm just taking shots needlessly at everybody. The Texas Tech Red Raiders, brought to you by Valtrex. Oh, man. Hemp Beat is not back on board, by the way, Joe Pro. I need them again. I think they said they wanted to be, but we just needed to have a meeting. We haven't had our meeting yet. But you know what? Who I have met with? I have met with Dan's Seafood and Wings, and it's delicious. And if you don't believe me, ask Cece, ask Donna, ask Fidel Limon, ask Francisco Barca. These are people that have gone to Dan's and had the food. And look, I'll be honest with you. If they didn't like it, they just wouldn't have said anything. They'd been like, yeah, it's not my thing. They loved it. You're going to love it. Check it out. Eatatdans.com is the website. Go to eatatdans.com. It is crawfish season, you guys. It is crawfish season, and they have some of the best crawfish in the city of Houston, hands down. And my pro tip to you, I've been saying this all week, but I'm telling you, crawfish fans, get the shrimp and get it mixed in with the crawfish. It's amazing. There's a new thing, apparently, that David, too, was telling me about where people are making crawfish and putting boiled eggs in there. They're doing that. They're doing it all. And they make it delicious, and you're going to love it. They've got more than just crawfish, but it is crawfish season. So if you want the best crawfish in the city of Houston, get yourself out to Dan's. 2 locations to serve you. One on the southwest side on South Gessner. One on the northeast side on Uvalde. Check them out, eatatdans.com, at eatatdans on Instagram. Do yourself a favor. Eat at Dan's. And do yourself a favor, if you're tired of having kids, maybe you got a whole herd of just a gang of kids running around the house. You're like, all right, this is too many kids. Well, finish the job. Go to the wife factor, dudes. Stop making the wife do the birth control thing. It's your turn. You know she doesn't want to take those pills or do the IED or whatever that is that's in their body. I don't know how this stuff works. But guys, now you can take control. Finish the job. Go get a no scalpel vasectomy from the Y Factor, because chicks have OBGYNs, dudes have the Y Factor. That's how this works. They've got a ton of servicing male fertility. They do circumcisions, no suture circumcisions, urological wellness exams. But month of March, big deal is finish the job. Go get a no scalpel vasectomy. I promise you, she'll thank you for it. You'll thank yourself for it. No more kids, less than 15 minutes. You're in, you're out. No pain, no needles, no scalpels. Some minor discomfort, according to the Reverend Lord Chris Householder III. Plus, the Y Factor really cares about you. They don't just treat you like a number. They treat you like a person, like a human being. They care about your health and well-being. That's why they're there. Check them out online, theyfactor.com, or call them 832-210-2556, 832-210-2556. Do your boy a solid. When you get out there and get your vasectomy, please tell them Barry on Deck sent you. I've seen all these kids running around. Okay. Yes. PK said, stop making your wives take hormones. Go get a vasectomy. All right. What else we got? I think that's all the sports I had, really, which is fine, because there was a topic that I think you and me and a lot of us listening to this now or later are going to be interested in. And Jerome's going to join us in about 15 minutes, so this gives us enough time to talk about it. But you've heard me. There's a hair on my camera. I'm sorry. I'm going to pull that off. It's weird. You've heard me talk about it. You've heard other people in this talk about it. By the way, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, if you're listening for the first time. I really appreciate the subscription. It helps us grow the show. It helps us grow the channel. Helps us grow the brand. So if you're listening on Podbeam, head on over to YouTube and hit subscribe. You don't have to. It's not where you have to consume the show if you want to listen on podcast, but I would appreciate the subscription just to let me know that you exist, that you're out there on YouTube. Where do you consume your audio? Is it radio? Is it podcast? Is it XM satellite? Well, according to this new study, you've heard me say it. You've heard a lot of people say it. Radio is a dying art. Well, apparently it's not necessarily dying after all. There's this thing called Edison's share of ears, and it's kind of like the Nielsen rating. They go out and they do surveys, and they don't really do like the Nielsen ratings, which, by the way, if you ever want to hear me go off for 20 minutes, ask me about how ratings work in radio. It's complete horseshit, but it is what it is. But this Edison's share of ears is done every year, and it's to determine how do people consume audio. Not just radio, but audio in general, whether it's music, whether it's talk shows like Barry on Deck, brought to you by the Y Factor and Dan Seafood and Wings, whether it's comedy albums, whether it's music, whatever it is, they're trying to figure out how are people consuming it. And according to their survey, 39% of all ears of all audio resources are consumed via AM and FM radio still. And I think the reason for that is because we're all in the car still. This is still a commuter society. It'll be interesting to see how much that drops as we become more of a work from home environment. I mean, we've worked from home for a year. A lot of us have. I mean, some of us because we lost our job and this is just what we do now. Well, some of you, still have your job, but you work from home because it's safe and it's a pandemic. So you're not in the car every day listening to the radio. I'm curious how many of you listen to the radio outside of your car. Like how many of you, I know Huggins does. Huggins is a big radio guy and I get that. But how many of you have a radio in the house that you turn on? I would be curious to see about that in the chat. How many of you listen to the radio outside your car? I know we all get in the car and a lot of us listen to the radio. Some of you listen to podcasts, which is why Barry on Deck, brought to you by Dan Seafood and Wings and the Y Factor, is now going to be on Podbean and iTunes and all those podcasting stations. But do you? So PK said we do in the backyard sometimes, but it's usually Spotify. Okay, so you'll listen to Spotify, but you're not listening to AM, FM radio. Sergio said, hey, everyone, I'm back. Had it rough because of the freeze. Finally back in our house. Damn, Sergio. Bro, I'm glad that you're finally in your house. I had no idea that it was that bad for you. I am so sorry that you had to go through that. If there's anything that I or anyone else can do for you, please let us know. We're here to help. This is a family. This is a community. You know we all got you, fam. But welcome back, and I'm glad things are getting back to normal for you. Matthew Carruthers said, radio in the morning, Apple Music, podcast, and Audible any other time. Okay. Tony Garza said terrestrial radio is just easier. Is it? Because I had XM satellite radio that I would drive around because I would never lose the signal. I could drive from here to Wichita, Kansas and listen to the same station the entire time. But I would also listen to books on, or audio books, I guess you'd say. I was going to say books on tape. But I would listen to audiobooks. I have my Google Music playlist that I would listen to. I find it interesting, though. Amos says, I use Sirius XM or podcasts. Outside of the car, it's YouTube or Pandora. I only use YouTube and YT Music even while in the car. Okay. I dig it. If I'm outside, I do Sirius, car and work. That's it. Okay. Well, according to this survey, a lot of people, almost 40% of people listening are still listening to AM FM radio. So as much as myself and many others want to say it is a dying form of audio, it's still 40%. Now, streaming audio, music that you own, whether it's digital files or music or CDs or tapes or whatever it is, makes up 11%. YouTube is 10%. I think that number would be higher if they wouldn't time it out when you close it. Sirius XM 8, I think that number would be lower if they would lower their price. I just canceled my Sirius XM because it has gotten way too expensive. Podcasts are 6%, TV music 4%, audiobooks 2%, and others. I don't know what others, what is a gramophone? What the fuck are we doing? What is other? Ham radio? Other is 2%. And then down there, it says YouTube for music and music videos only. So they're not talking about, shows like this. Barry on Deck, brought to you by Dan Seafood and Wings and the Y Factor. Rick C said, I love my AM FM radio. Okay, Rick. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you at all. Like I just feel like as we evolve, think about this. Netflix took movies and cable and evolved it into what it is. And now they are their own studio. I mean, they're making more movies and bigger productions than just about anybody out there. The movie theater is null and void. Movie studios are null and void. Cable TV is almost null and void. And I think radio is leaning in that direction because you've got podcasts, you've got creators, you've got fledgling YouTube places like myself who are making shows and we're audio and video. I think radio, if it doesn't adapt, if it doesn't learn how to adapt, which some of them are. I mean, credit to ESPN 97.5. They started podcasting and you can listen to your favorite ESPN 97.5 show on a podcast. iHeartRadio has podcasts. Clear Channel has podcasts. All these shows are podcasts now because they see the value in it. And I think radio saw what happened to newspaper in a lot of ways, where newspaper, some of them didn't adapt. The Chronicle, to their credit, Chron.com early on realized if we don't move to an online platform, we're going to be screwed. So they were really smart about being online early. And I think some of these radio stations that waited too long or don't necessarily take their platform serious outside of AM FM are going to find that they're going to go long term, because the more technology we get, the easier it is to do this off of a radio in your car, the less share they're going to have. Fidel said, I do listen to FM when I'm cleaning my apartment. That's interesting. Okay. I listen to AM for Rush. Bo Gonzalez said, I listen to AM for Rush. Rush Limbaugh? You know he's dead, right? I mean, I didn't want to, spoiler alert. If you're listening to Rush, it's a rerun. That's just how that works. I use it a lot because I pay for premium. Yeah, YouTube Premium is the shit. Sir just says I use Apple Music. I use Google Play Music, but it's the same concept. You get all the playlists and all the music you want. Love it. Love it. But this is also, there was another thing that they had here. This is Americans 13 plus and how their share of time spent listening to audio sources at home. So not in the car. So I want to remind you, if you look here, 39% in the car, 31% home. So we see that YouTube takes an uptick at home. They're 10% in the car. They're 15% at home. Streaming audio goes from 18 to 21 from on the road to at home. Sirius XM drops from 8 to 4%. TV music channels goes up. Podcast goes up, but only 1%. Podcast goes from 6% to 7% when listening at home. So I find this all interesting. I mean, obviously, this is my business, trying to get people to listen to me spew my bullshit for 2 hours. And I find it interesting. But I can't tell you how long it's been since I've had an AM FM radio in my house. I don't even have an alarm clock anymore. I have my phone that wakes me up. And if I want to listen to something, I put my phone on a speaker somewhere. Or my laptop, I connect to a speaker. Do you think Bo just listens to radio silence for 3 hours now? Or he's just like... What was that? I feel like if there was subliminal messages in Rush, it might be kind of racist. I have one battery radio for emergencies. Okay, that makes sense. My vinyl player is AM Bluetooth. Love using it. You're such a hipster, Tony. My son has a boombox. What? Who still fucking has a boombox? I know vinyl's making a comeback, but that's just because you guys want to act like you're cool and hip and shit. No one gives a shit about vinyl. Digital. Everyone's like, oh, but there's the purity of the sound in the vinyl. Digital's the best quality you're going to get. It's fucking digital. BK said, they weren't really subliminal when they were out in the open. Kind of. My phone and my Alexa are my alarm clock. Yeah. I think cable TV will make a comeback. Oh, this is interesting, Amos. Amos says, I think cable will make a comeback because by the time you pay for all the streaming services, it's about the same price. Yes, but you don't have the flexibility that you do with the streaming services. My big thing about cutting the cord with the streaming services is sports. I got to have my live sports. I can't be bullshitting with, oh, you can watch like soccer. Who gives a fuck? I need my Astros, Rockets, and Texans. That's what I need. That's what I want to watch. Vinyl is the best. Stop it. Vinyl is cool if it's the OG prints from the olden days. Other than that, the Spotify. Okay. False. Vinyl is the best way to listen to audio. You're going to the best sound. Listen, you're talking to a guy that was a DJ. My vinyl collection was immense. I had crates upon crates upon crates of vinyl at one point. In fact, look, I got vinyl records up here, bitches. Don't at me, hoes. I got vinyl over here. I got vinyl in the attic. Digital is still better. Yeah, but you don't get the grind. Shut up. Nobody wants to hear that. All right, well, that was interesting. I was curious. I was curious how you guys consume audio. You still listen to FM and AM. Where's Jerome? I have no idea. He'll be here when he's here, D-Motto. What the fuck? It's 3:29. Give the man a break. God bless. So aggressive. I want to share this with you. This is a link I had where a guy in a Chick-Fil-A drive-thru used his truck door to subdue a criminal. Look, I'll just share it. Watch it, because I didn't download it. But look at this. This is video of the incident. You can imagine what's going to happen. This is pretty fucking dope, though. Check this shit out. Look. Oh! Man down! He got him. Look at that shit. Let's watch it again. So he's sitting there. He's like, man, I can't wait to sing my... Bitch, sit your ass down. That is so dope. That is so dope. Then he gets out to go help the officer. He's like, you good, bud? You good? Let me move this taser out of the way. Yo, that's quick thinking. He's like, yo, bitch, back up. Hold on. Don't. That is amazing. Like, right? Right. Oh, hell, you can't pause it. Just enough to throw him off course. I love it. That's a good old Texas boy. This was in Jacksonville, Texas. I mean, if that truck doesn't scream Texas, I don't know what does. It ain't got no sides. It's got a generator on the back. Probably got a potty on there. That is the best. Holy shit. Yeah, I just thought I wanted to share that with you guys. I saw that today. How many of you would do that? Tell the truth. Tell the truth. You're sitting in a Chick-Fil-A drive-thru, minding your own business. Mouth is just watering for that fried chicken sandwich goodness. Or if you're like Nora, a kale salad. Who the fuck gets a kale salad at Chick-fil-A? My wife. So you're sitting there and you're just like, I cannot wait for this shit. And then you see it. You're like, is that a cop chasing somebody? And this is the path? I'm going to open my door and get a dent in my shit. See, I think that's instinct. I think that's just like, no. Like you open the door to help the cop out. That's instinct. But I feel like my instinct, I'm not doing my door. Are they going to pay for it? Because, I mean, you can't make the guy pay for it. He didn't ask you to open the door. He didn't ruin that. He just ran by. He's just doing his thing. Be like, bam! And then he hits it and you're like, fuck. You ask the cops, are you going to pay for it? No. This wasn't a citizen's arrest. We had it under control. You were losing the foot race, officer. Justin said, absolutely, I'm kicking the door open. Call back to weight loss challenge. Oh, kale salad to go along with your grilled nuggets and one package of sauce? No, I didn't do that. I didn't do the salad. I just did the nuggets and sauce. There already is a ding, so fuck it. Mimi, thank you for the super chat, sweetie. God damn, Mimi. You busting it out. $20 super chat. She said, I'm catching up on $5 Fridays. Mimi, you're the best. Thank you so much. I've missed you in the chat, by the way. I know you've missed a couple shows, and that's okay. I get it. But thank you for being here, Mimi. Very much appreciated. By the way, Sylvia hasn't been giving me her rundowns, and I kind of miss those too. So, Sylvia, if you're listening, what the fuck? I miss them, girl. Bring them back for me, please. Jennifer Lopez and A-Rod broke up. What? Is that true? Let me Google this. Hold on. I'm just seeing if they're still here on the Podbean. Am I just fucking streaming for no reason? Are we done testing? Did it work? Did really? A-Rod. What did I miss, CC? She said, ahem. A-Rod and J-Lo, Jennifer Lopez, Alex Rodriguez break up. They call off their 2-year engagement. Nobody needs to be engaged for 2 years. What? Fidel. J-Lo's on the market. Can I be honest? She's a beautiful woman. Everybody's like, she got a sweet ass. And then I see it in a bikini and I'm like, oh, it's kind of big. That's not the vodka talking. That's just a fact. It's a little too. Y'all know, me and Jerome have had this argument. If he ever joins me today, I'm sure we could spark up that argument again. There is such a thing as too much ass. And I think J-Lo would fall into that category. But I like that CeCe's on the market for A-Rod. CeCe, really? You guys really think A-Rod is attractive? Is that real? Is that a thing, really? Or are you talking about J-Lo, CeCe? I mean, look. I can look at Brad Pitt. I can look at Ryan Reynolds and go, yeah, I'd probably fuck them too. Yeah, those are handsome dudes. Absolutely. Jerome would join right when I say, those are handsome dudes. But I look at A-Rod, I'm like, he's out of her league for sure. Absolutely. Well, speaking of Jerome Solomon, in the house right now, joining me on the show, my dude. How are you, buddy?
What's up, brother, man? Good. How are you, sir?
You sound busy. You can always tell when people say, what's up? That they're busy. Uh-oh, what happened? Getting your lighting
Turn out the
right?
lights. You couldn't see nothing but my teeth, huh?
I didn't say that. Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Are you at the Chronicle studios?
Yeah, because I'm shooting some stuff for TV and bunch of stuff going on.
I imagine it, especially after that Dave Culley press conference.
It was thrilling. It was thrilling. Yeah. I mean, I don't know why they're parading him out there, and they're not handling it well. But that's the Texans. I'm not surprised. It will be so easy, even if it pissed the media off. All you have to do is just say, "Listen, Deshaun Watson's on the team right now, and that's it. And I'm not answering any more questions." You know. Or you can be a little more elaborate and say, hey, when we got here, we found out he didn't here. We're working on it, trying to fix that. And that's all I have nothing else to report. So no need to ask me another question about it. I mean, real simple.
It seems easy to come out and say, look, we understand what's going on. We would love him and we're doing everything we can to keep him. Done.
Exactly. Like we want him here. We want him here as bad as everybody else does, and we're gonna do everything we can to keep it that way.
But the complete denial, his responses were like, "Are you serious? Like, you think people are believing what you're saying?" I don't think he believed what he's saying.
It was almost as if he was surprised he was going to be asked that question. I don't know. He didn't seem to be quite ready to answer it, but
I saw a report. I don't know if it was Josina Anderson or who reported it. He said that the Texans they're even discussing trading him internally. They're not talking. They're not responding to trade requests. They're not discussing trades externally, and they're not even talking about it internally. Do you believe that?
They haven't had any official meeting, I'm sure, but it would be ridiculous for them not to have had a conversation of, okay, if we don't get this to turn around, we have to move him. What are our options? What kind of bring back are we going to look at? Because you do your due diligence regardless. So you go, here is what I think we could get, here's what I would want to say we got some equal value, because you put that line there of saying, this is what I want, even if it's at a ridiculous number, then you're able to measure what what kind of, offers you're getting. I mean, the best example I can think of is there was a newspaper in New Jersey, inside New York, that wanted to hire me to come work for them one time, and I knew damn well I didn't want to go there and didn't want to work in New Jersey. Fancy. So I just made up a crazy number and said, well, this is how much it's going to cost. They came back, they're like, we think we can do that. I was like, whoa, wait a minute.
Oh, damn it.
That's just jokes. See, I didn't think y'all would pay me that much. How much does it cost to live up there? Can y'all pay me that and I stay here in Acres Home?
Can I work remotely? Do I have to show up? Oh, yeah. That's the worst. When you think you throw out a ridiculous number, comedians will do that. You get some gig you don't want to do. You're like, I'm just going to say $3,000 and we'll see. And then they'll say no, and I don't have to do it. And you're like, $3,000. And they're like, okay. And you're like, fuck, I don't want to do this. It's hilarious.
That's how you got that Klan rally that time, huh? The anniversary Klan meeting. Cool. That was what got paid. I'm glad you got paid. I thought you volunteered, but I was trying to tell people that you wouldn't do that. So now I can tell them you got paid, Barry. Well, you was wearing a sheet. Nobody knows you, but I did. I could tell.
What's the deal with crosses?
Have I got some sheet jokes for you?
Could you imagine trying to do it? There was a black comedian that did a set at
some imprints on it. Why, can I get floral patterns on my sheet? What difference does it make? It's a sheet.
Why to be white? I mean, look, it's a good deal for a white sale, which I'm totally down with the name. There was a black comedian that did a set at a rally. I forget who it was. I want to Daryl Wright. Look it up. He literally did a set at a Klan rally, and he said that the crowd at first was like, well, yeah, and he got paid. I was like, bro, there's no way. There's no way. You couldn't like, hey, Barry, the Black Panther Party is looking for a comic, and we'd love for you to show up. I'm like, no, I can refer you to some comedians. You think I'm in a good no?
All of a sudden, it's a party.
You see me out there telling my stupid ass, that's a bitch being married. Everybody else like, fuck you, Whitey. Like, no. That is not happening.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Not. What is the worst venue you've ever played?
The worst thing I ever had to do, it was a tie. One of them was a biker bar where there were 3, count them, 3. Not just like, oh, we're former veterans and we protect kids that get bullied riding. We're talking Hell's Angels and those type of biker. It was 3 of them having a meeting at the biker bar we were doing a set at. And I pulled up and there are literally hundreds of bikes, and I didn't know that was going to be. And then when I got there, they were like, oh yeah, sorry. They just show up. They don't really announce it because if other biker gangs find out, they will come up and there will be a big shootout. And I was like, what? What if word gets out now? Like, we're going to be here for 90 minutes. So that, and then
crossfire.
Do what?
You'd be caught in crossfire. Huh?
Bro. But they were the nicest people, like on stage. Like when I was on stage, nobody heckled, nobody said, nobody paid attention. They were all outside plotting the demise of other rival gangs. But yeah, they didn't bother me while I was on stage. The worst one, worse than that, was I did an old folks home, and I'm not talking about like, oh, it's assisted living. This is assisted dying. They were
crossing over. They were past crossing over as you were telling. You killed.
The lights on the stage were from God. Like they were all walking to those lights. They were so old. Andy Huggins did it with me. I don't know if he's still here.
Like, no, those are not just stairs, bro. that's heaven over there.
Don't go up them stairs. You ain't coming back. Andy Huggins did this gig with me, and he was young, and he was 68, 69 at the time, and he was like a young man, right? And I'll never forget, Jerome, I'm on stage and I go first. I'm host. I ended up booking it and I'm first. And I'm like, so my grandma, I'm trying to tell grandma jokes and shit. And this old lady, She's sitting in the front. She's so fragile, bro. She's probably like fucking 90 years old, and she's got a little shawl, and she's just like, she looks at me, dead ass looks at me and goes, "Hey, can we just play bingo instead?" I was like, oh my God, I'm fucking dying right now. I was
like, I don't have much time left. How much more of it are you going to waste, sir?
Right.
I mean, damn.
I am literally on my last leg, and you are wasting my time with these stupid ass jokes. I'm trying to win bingo. I'm trying to go out a winner. You over here fucking around on stage. Oh, it was the worst. Those two had to be the worst. And the only guy that did good was like 78 years old. His name was Dick Kendall, and he murdered the place, as you can expect.
That was his wheelhouse.
Yeah, Will, wheelhouse.
Where was his biker bar?
The biker bar was in Springs to a railroad track. It was called, I don't remember the name of it. It was, I just remember.
You broke up. It was in Spring?
It was in Spring, Texas, right next to a railroad track. I forget the name of it. Do you remember a comedian in town named Ed Blake? Did you ever run with him? Him and Billy D were pretty good friends. No. I know you know Billy. He's the one that booked it.
Billy's like my older great uncle kind of guy. You know, he's much older than I am. So, you know, if he was hanging with somebody, I wouldn't.
I'm going to pass that along. Don't you worry. I'm going to let Billy know you said that. You got better hair than you do, though. I'm going to tell you that right now. Jerome's like, this interview is over.
Actually, I was honored at my high school the other day.
Oh, really?
The other day, last night. And it was from the band. And I know Billy D played in like the stage band in high school.
Did he really?
Yeah. He was a band member.
So y'all went to high school together?
No. I went to the real Rams, Waltrip Rams. He went to the artificial Rams. He
went to the Sheeps. My mom went to Waltrip. I feel like these were different eras.
Your mom went to Waltrip?
Huh?
Really?
Yeah.
Your mama went to Waltrip?
Don't.
Oh, wow.
Don't say you dated my mom in high school, Jerome. Don't say you dated my mom in high school.
Who would go there? What kind of a low life would take that kind of information and what you look like?
What's her maiden name? Does she walk with a limp now? Tell the truth, Barry. Does she limp? Did she walk a little crooked?
What you call her? You call her mama? We used to call her little mama. Same thing, I know, but you know, I mean.
I wonder why she was a big fan of your writing. I love Jerome's articles. Is that what we're calling it now? His articles? You love his articles, huh? Okay. Yeah, I see how that goes. Listen, Mom. You're not my dad, are you? Wait a minute. Is that why I have good rhythm? What's going on? Oh my God. As this Texas thing, I know you got to get out. I know you do. It's 3:47. You joined. I appreciate you joining because I know how busy you are. Is this Texans thing ever going to be resolved, or do we have to wait for Russell Wilson to go to the Bears first, which is the big rumor right now?
Man, that Russell Wilson thing is actually pretty weird because I don't know how you can grow tired of Russell Wilson. I just don't understand that. I mean, the Texans situation is different in that the Texans, the last thing they want is for Deshaun to go. Seattle's like, look, dude, we don't want you anymore. And like, have y'all been there with your team for the last however long he's been there? Are you serious? This guy's too good of a player, too good in the community, brings too much to the table. I'll put up with some quirks or whatever else he's got. I mean, forget all that. The dude can play, and he's done great things for you. Why does anybody ever want to start over? It makes no sense. It's the same way that I keep hearing about the Texans. You know, people are like, oh man, no, you get Tua. Yeah, and if you're lucky, Tua will be as good as Deshaun Watson in a few years. If you're lucky, most likely, and this is not a prediction because I call these are not even predictions because it's almost automatically going to be true. I can flat out say Tua would never be as good as Deshaun Watson.
Fact. Yeah, I believe that's
make me no genius. It's just the odds are so much against it. I'm most likely going to be right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So and so you don't ever want to start over and try to get somebody up to the spot where your guy already is. You've done all that hard work. You watched the growing pains. Granted, his growing pains weren't as much because he hit the ground running, but still. And but Russell Wilson, no, you got to ride that out until you ride it out. And and again, the odds are he might not win another Super Bowl, but you have a better chance of winning with him than whoever the hell you're going to put.
Yeah, there's about 3 names that you could bring in that would maybe increase your chances slightly, but that's about it. And if you ain't bringing in those 3 names, you're going backwards.
And that's and it's I know it's not as simple as I make it out to be, but I think some of these teams and these organizations need to be more simple in how they see things. Like Green Bay, I'm sure, and I know you worked with Joe for a long time, so probably had this conversation before, but there were times when people in Green Bay were like, well, let's move on from Aaron Rodgers. Like, okay, he's kind of a jerk sometimes, and he's this and that, and he wants all the money, and okay, but do you really want to try to go out there without him? You know, and of course, now we can look back and go, see, he only won 1 Super Bowl. Still,
he won a Super Bowl.
I'd rather not win a Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers than not win a Super Bowl with,
Mitch Trubisky. Yeah.
Running through. Right. Yeah. Yeah. You want to not win a Super Bowl with Kirk Cousins? That kind of a thing? Hell no. Give me an Aaron Rodgers where at least before the season I thought I had a chance.
Right. Yep.
I might get to his retirement and realize we didn't, but that I don't. And that's the Texans are in that situation with Deshaun. Is much younger and but Russell Wilson. Man,
the rumor being floated around, Vegas took his odds of where he would land off the board, and then they increased the Bears' odds of winning a division and a title. And so everybody is making the leap that, well, it looks like if Vegas is doing that, you got to be like, oh, because they always are going to. So it looks like Russ might be a Chicago Bear. So my last question to you is, whatever the Bears give up to get Russell Wilson, can we expect the Texans to get more, less, or the same?
They're supposed to get more, if only because the Bears they don't have a pick in the top 5, with some of the teams that'll be in the running with the Texans. And you can get more because you should be trading with a team to give you a quarterback that you can at least hope can develop into a player, where I don't think Seattle wants any of the Bears quarterbacks, right? So and Deshaun is just younger. I mean, Russell Wilson has been better, but I think over the next 5 years, Deshaun Watson will be better. I'd still roll with Russell Wilson. Don't get me wrong, but yeah. And again, it depends on who you're trading with. So I would think, and the Texans should have a hard line on a trading partner where if they're going to trade Deshaun Watson, they need high draft picks, not just first round draft picks. You pick a 20th. No, you need teams like the Jets, who's got some
Miami,
picks in the top
3 and 8.
Miami.
Yeah,
that's why you got to be teams this year. Because if you wait, then next year you don't know who's going to finish where. I mean, the Dolphins got all these high picks, but next year's pick could be in the 20s. They could be a playoff team,
especially if they have Deshaun Watson.
If they get Deshaun Watson, right? Yeah. So,
well, it's going to be interesting.
The Bears. But Seattle, I just don't know what Seattle's doing. I really don't.
I don't get it.
I don't know. I know the Bears have a couple of defensive players, and but. Man, that would be a weird trade. I'd have to see all the particulars.
I always felt like Seattle was a very balanced and well-run organization, so it is a bit surprising to see them pull this. This is something I would expect from the Texans to be like, yeah, we don't need Russell Wilson. Not something I would expect from Pete Carroll and Seattle. It is a very strange thing going on.
To be fair to them,
yeah,
we will start hearing, things from about Russell Wilson that make us change our mind. He didn't want white toilet paper. He needed red and black checkered toilet paper,
right?
And he only used the red to wipe with. That kind of leaving little black squares all over the toilet. We don't know. We don't know what's going to be.
It's going to be something weird, right? They're going to try to make him look bad. They're going to try to make him look. This is why we moved on, and it might be some weird shit, like you said. But
I do know for a fact that he was fine with his teammates, but he wasn't like he's so down and so cool that his teammates just worshipped him or have worshipped him and loved him. They were cool because he could play. But that doesn't bother me. Kobe Bryant was like that, because when he was young, he didn't hang out with his teammates. He wasn't kicking it in strip clubs and partying like a lot of those guys wanted to. And Russell Wilson is like, y'all, we can go to church Saturday night. We can do that. They're like, no, we're going to go chase some hoes, man. You go on. Do what you got to do.
I mean, look, Jordan wasn't hanging out with all, with Scotty and those guys. That was a business transaction.
Jordan would kick it a little bit. Yeah, Jordan hung out.
I mean, everybody, I thought
he would roll into the nightclub with the team, and
if you watch
like
Last Dance, they all pretty much hated him. It felt like the way he did them and the way he talked to them and the way he, they didn't want to hang out with that dude.
But that's at work. At work, he wasn't no joke. Yeah, he was hard. Pippen and him got along real well. But no, at work he was tough. Now that one part of the Last Dance was when he was a rookie, and this went throughout his career.
Oh, the drug thing, yeah.
He wasn't hanging out with the dope. Yeah. He wasn't hanging out with the dope heads. Yeah, that was a different crop. By the time it was his team, and he controlled that team. Oh no, the Bulls did some party. They had a good time.
Fair
they
enough.
Would have a good time.
Jerome, I appreciate you, buddy. How can everybody find you? Tell them how they can find you on social media.
Jerome Solomon on Twitter, and obviously watch the shows, man. Sunday morning, the radio show is good stuff, and Sunday night the TV shows really have been killing it. The ratings are going up, which is amazing. We thought they'd level off right now, but they haven't. So that's a pretty good sign that we're doing
a great
something
job, man.
That's keeping people interested. So having, and I'm there. So people turn TV on, they see me. And they're just stuck like, what?
Who is this boy handsome?
What he on TV for? And they just sit there for like 15, 20 minutes. I get the rating because there's somebody they were watching, and they're like, man, I should have turned it, but I'm confused.
I think what happens is them loud ass shirts you wear, they're just like stunned. It's like they just have a seizure when they see these shirts. They're just like, and they can't fucking get to the clicker. That's what happens.
You mean these shirts that I buy as opposed to begging people to send to me? Them shirts you talk about, them be the shirts?
I paid for this shirt. Actually, bro, I'm so broke now, I got to make my own. I went out, I had to buy a bunch of Hanes white tees and some Sharpies.
You iron your shirt for the letters. You like dude used to work at the print shop at the mall when he was 15.
Flea market ass shirt wearing hoes.
What was your rap name? You probably had on a hat that you teamed it on. The little letter was hanging all off. The E would have like the.
I totally had boom boom on a hat.
Boom boom. That's right. Boom boom.
I hate you so much for bringing that up. Get your ass off my show.
Boom boom.
Y'all, that's Jerome Solomon.
We're gonna do a documentary on Boom Boom one of these days.
Let's do it.
The Boom Boom.
The stupidest rap name ever.
And then, comma in parentheses, Lord.
Lord. Oh my God. Oh, the hat. That's Jerome Solomon, everybody.
You tell people about your full-fledged rap career. Hey.
Say hi to my mom for me.
Oh, yeah. All right now. Let's see. No, you should tell somebody.
Hello? Yeah, I'm on everything right now. I'll call you back. Oh my God. Yeah, appreciate you,
good
Jerome.
stuff, man.
That is Jerome Solomon, everybody. Oh my God, that is so funny. God, I love when he stops by. It's sports and it's fun. Jerome is the best. I love that dude so much. Oh my God, that is so much fun. Wow, and that ends the show. Jerome just carried us through. We didn't even get to lawn talk. I didn't get to talk about the new Patreon member. Shout out to Lil Uzi Vert. We'll do it Monday. All right, we'll do lawn talk on Monday. I'll do the Patreon update on Monday. Whatever I missed today, we'll get to on Monday. So until then, be safe, be kind, and most important, love each other. And I will see you guys on Monday. Daddy's making a YouTube video!